I'm going to use this one because we're on the subject of AFC playoffs right now, and that's, could the Ravens possibly miss out on playoffs? Serge, I know you have an opinion on this one.
I mean, I don't think they will, but I think there's a very, very solid chance that they actually can miss the playoffs because I don't have their schedule up right now. I can look it up in just a second, but their schedule is not easy. I know they play the Packers. I know they play the Rams.
Browns,
they play the
Packers, Bengals, Rams, Steelers.
Those are all easily losable games for them, especially the way they're playing.
Yeah.
They could have. I know they're 8-4. They don't deserve to be 8-4. They have
100%.
not been a good team this season.
I will say injury. I mean, the Marlon Humphrey is a killer.
That is a
injury.
killer.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Ravens and you have LaRun, and then you have not many other people.
I mean, what I see is I see.
Just go right over your guys' head. You not see LaRun? LaRun? Lamar?
I mean, I see Mark Andrews, I see Marquise Brown, but
right, and Bateman, who I love. You got me and Serge, you know.
But he hasn't produced as much as we've wanted from him, and the defense hasn't produced as much as we thought they could.
Defense hasn't been terrible though.
They let up 20 points to Big Ben. 10 points against the Browns. The Browns have
Letting
sucked.
up any points to Big Ben is.
I mean, to be fair,
31 against the Vikings, 22 against the Dolphins.
No, yeah, it's not been a
41
great
to the Bengals. They just haven't looked that good.
Oh yeah, not at all. The
And
secondary,
especially without Marlon Humphrey.
I think the secondary is a 32nd ranked secondary in the NFL.
That's bad.
I'm pretty.
That's
sure.
dreadful. And now without Marlon Humphrey too, that's gonna be
their
hard.
style of press man coverage. I mean, how is that? They're without their best corner, Marlon Humphrey. It's just
and the play against the Steelers to go for 2 just baffles me when you have Justin Tucker. That makes no sense. In a regular season game,
I like the call. I will tell you.
I was looking at it.
Interesting.
I was saying that, like, basically, I've heard people saying that, like, if you credit John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson for going for it on 4th down and it works, like they were giving credit for that. Like, he looks like a genius. They're saying everyone's saying, oh, what a great call. But then when it doesn't work out, it's like, oh, why didn't you kick the extra point? Personally,
it was a good play call.
I was more conservative. I would have gone for the extra point, but I don't think necessarily it's the worst call in the world, especially.
I actually disagree. I find it surprising that teams don't go for 2 more often in those close situations because, like, the question is, do you trust your team to get 2 yards? Like, when you have someone like Lamar, that's what I'm saying. When you have someone like Lamar Jackson on your team, do you not trust him to get you 2 yards to win you a football game? And he drew whoever the defensive end was out there and made an all right throw to Mark Andrews. It wasn't the best of throws, but it also wasn't an uncatchable throw. And arguably Mark Andrews should have caught that ball. It hit him in the hand. And he dropped it and didn't get into the end zone. But if he had caught it, if it was maybe a slightly better throw, he would have been in the end zone and they would have looked like geniuses. It's a 2-yard play. It's not that hard if you've got good offensive players like Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews on your team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point. Harbaugh's a great coach. This is not, let's find ways to fire Harbaugh. I mean, it was a good play. I mean, you look at it's just unlucky. Andrews, it was both. Lamar threw it a little bit. Andrews maybe should have caught it.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the Ravens not making the playoffs, I think something we've talked about, the NFL is so confusing because, it's like, all right, we finally have this team that's good. We know they are. They're going to push. I think the Cardinals Packers besides week. I think the Cardinals through week 1 to now have been the only team where you haven't really questioned if they
over the
will
entire
be.
season. Yeah,
exactly. The Packers that week 1 was like, what the hell?
and then for the season,
and then the rest of the season they've been great. The Bucks are exactly like they were last season. Looking at the stats,
which is why they could go to the Super Bowl again easily.
And then the Ravens to
can't
me,
count them out.
Yeah, I mean the Ravens to me, I don't think they will miss the playoffs.
I think they're too good of a team led by too good of a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's just Lamar Jackson will find ways to come up clutch, and that's all it's going to come down to. I know their run game has been crushed by the loss of multiple running backs, but when you have Lamar Jackson, it's too hard for them to miss out at this point. I don't think they will.
Yeah. At 8-4, you're such an advantageous position, and even though they do have tough opponents, they
can easily win 2 or 3 of those games, and that gives them a wild card spot.
I think 10 wins gets you playoffs.
Yeah, it should.
And I think not. Yeah. I would argue they will make wild card. I think the question is more: are they not wild card teams?
Yeah.
Wait, never mind.
I mean, I still think they're going to win the division.